TikTok Manitowoc.
Shalom unto you,
Now,
part
what do
13.
Candace, Owens, Andy Hale, Gregory Allen, Stephen Avery,
Gregory
Ben
Allen,
Shapiro,
Stephen Avery,
Bill and Hillary Clinton
and the
have in common?
seated, taken root, Wisconsin cabal of just evil will be the main topic. So I've briefly touched on Andy Hale, and this is more of a mental note because he's, in my opinion, is one slimy individual. He is a attorney based out of Chicago, Illinois, who has built his legacy defending officers accused of wrongdoing. And then in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, he is rebranded himself into a wrongful conviction attorney. He funded the Convicting a Murderer rebuttal documentary. I briefly touched on that, it was peddled everywhere. The Daily Wire picked it up. Candace Owens narrated it. A lot of people in the Stephen Avery Bendandasi case utilized that documentary as a reason to flip-flop from, at minimum, the 2007 trials. The Teresa Halbach investigation was not done lawfully. Because a lot of people are what you call fence sitters, because they don't want to make anybody mad. And I've never been good at that. Like, hit me with your best shot. Like, if I say I believe in something, it's because I believe in it. And rightly or wrongly, until you show me I'm wrong, I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe, right? I've never been good at the flim-flam whipple-waffle stuff, period. So Andy Hale decided to take up the cause of this gentleman, in which a gentleman by the name of Chester Weger was convicted of the murder, I believe, of 3 women. They were wealthy socialites from Chicago, Illinois, and these murders occurred in, I think, in the 60s. So I did a FOIA request and got the first batch. I got to accumulate the funds to get the entire file. So I got 50 pages, and now I have 260 more to go. So I'm just putting that out in there just to let you know, like, I'm not, like, bluffing when I say that. When I'm all in, I'm all in, right? And it's sometimes, I could seem a little obsessive, but I think some of the best minds are, to be honest with you. And I also say that because I was reviewing the Gregory Allen case, and I found a couple of case numbers written in the 94 Green Bay file, and I submitted a FOIA request, and this is my first FOIA that's ever come via mail. Now, I have had them send them by mail, but I would have them send them to another researcher that was closer, because we had to pay for it, and it just seemed like the smartest play. And plus, he had the ability to load them. But yeah, so Gregory Allen and those who helped create him, in the words of Eric Weinstein, a construct. Yeah. Just because I'm not talking about it doesn't mean I'm not always thinking about it. So on January 4th, 2005. This is key to understanding the Teresa Halbach case. I, which is a detective, received an email from crime prevention specialist Catherine Magdal. She had received an email from the whited out name of the victim in an SA case. And she was wondering if there was a connection between her case and case number blah, blah, blah. She had seen the television coverage of the suspect in that case being charged. When I received the email, I pulled the original case record and saw that Sergeant Kingbeal was the assigned investigator at the time. I spoke with him and he stated that he believed a DNA match had been found in the National DNA Registry several years ago. He informed me that he would check with the Minnesota BCA to see if this was the case. Later that day, Kingbeal sent me an email indicating that the BCA made a positive DNA match to one Gregory Allen and sent a letter to Sergeant Klingbeil on 11/17/1999. He further stated that he believed he had contacted the victim and informed her of the match and that Allen was sentenced to prison in Waupun until 2030. He did not locate any reports or the letter he sent to the victim. I also have Gregory Allen's Department of Corrections record. And this is all, like, his movement is also accessible online. Like, so when you're a prisoner, they can pass you around. Wisconsin and Tennessee have this swip swap thing going. So if one prison, I'm guessing at the profit scheme. If they're overcrowded in one state, they can ship some prisoners to another state and allocate funds and pull funds from a federal pool for prison overcrowding. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and their little minions that designed this funnel of funds are probably the ones to ask about this, because I'm sure it benefits them more than anybody else. But that's just a hypothesis at this point. So as soon as he found out it was Gregory Allen, he called her. He called the victim, informed her what had been found. She told me she was still interested in pursuing charges in this case. I informed her that we would have to obtain a DNA swab to do another direct comparison in order to have the case continue any further. Stephen Avery was freed on September 11, 2003. He filed suit because they didn't want to give him any money for the time he spent in prison wrongfully. He filed suit the beginning of 2005, I think like a month after they found out Gregory Allen had popped. And Gregory Allen had already been announced as the real perpetrator of Penny Bernstein back in 1985 that Stephen Avery was convicted on, even there was a ton of evidence saying he didn't do it. He filed a $36 million lawsuit. Nobody, Making a Murderer never spoke about this. Nobody spoke about this match. But I think Stephen Glenn and Keith Finley, Stephen Avery's attorneys in his civil matter, were bringing it out on their depositions. And I think that's why we have the Teresa Halbach investigation. Because she was reported missing on Halloween 2005. Part 14 coming up. Shalom unto you. Oh, I'll put up receipts for anything that I'm saying. That I didn't already show you the stuff. Shalom.